Hello guys, and welcome back to our weekly forex forecast. Okay, today we are going to go through the pairs that we took last week. Actually, we took quite a few of dollar pairs, and then I'm going to look at my currently watch lists. Okay, my current watch list is currently at Swiss franc, and then we are going to talk about gold and silver, the trade that we unfortunately missed, but we are going to talk about these pairs over here. So first, let's start with euro dollar. Okay, with euro dollar, I have discussed this about the dollar pairs with my premium members about this drop. As you can see, the price did push up aggressive to the upside, so we were expecting that big correction to the downside before we look for another buy. And this is what we were looking for at the top over here. Once we saw this consolidation over here, once we saw this consolidation over here, we knew that the price is likely to push to the downside. So some members took this trade from these areas, some took from these areas. But for me, I was waiting my key level to be hit. As you can see, I usually wait for my key value area in this line so that I take it to the downside, because there is high chance my key level they always hit. So there is high chance that this price, when it sits at the top over here, there was a very high chance that it was to push to the downside. So as you can see, the euro dollar pushed nicely to the downside. Currently, I'm just moving with my trailing stop loss because I've secured the maximum profit that I wanted. Okay, so currently I'm just moving with my trailing stop loss wherever it will go, but I'm expecting another push to the upside. So I'll be expecting to see a push to the upside on dollar pairs now. Let's see at Kiwi Dollar. As you can see, also Kiwi Dollar pushed quite nicely to the downside. This one has already reached my target levels, so this one I'm out of it. Okay, this one was also a nice trade, and you can see I was waiting for this trade over here. Some took it at the top over here. I could not see the right entry for me to enter the market, so that's why I took it using this value area over here, and it was some lively trades of around 140 pips. So this one also a nice one. Other pair was on Aussie dollar. You can see this dollar pairs pushed down quite aggressive. Okay, these pairs pushed quite aggressive to the downside. So next, let's take a look at pound dollar. Also, pound dollar was a very lovely trade. I could have taken this trade from these levels over here because it had touched my value area, but I didn't like the way the price pushed to that value area. As you can see, it was so impulsive. Okay, this was an impulsive move. If it could have moved a bit corrective to my value area, then I could have taken this entry. But for me, since I had many dollar pairs on the watch list, I could easily ignore this one and look at other pairs that were shaping up nicely. But looking at it again, as you can see, once the price started to form this area like a pattern over here, this is where I realized there is high chance of this price now pushing to the downside. There was high chance that price was ready. So for me to be sure with this trade, I did not take it at the top where I should be taking it. I went down to a 15-minute time frame and I looked for another entry on the lower time frame, which was in these value areas over here. Okay, so this is the level that I took, because you can see after this impulsive move, it moved in my value area correctively and then pushed the downside. So to me, this was the right entry, and the price moved down quite nicely. Okay, this one was a very lovely trade of around 250 pips. This one was a very nice trade. Another trade we took was on USD ZAR. USD ZAR pushed quite aggressive to the upside, and I really liked the way it had formed. Okay, this price formed quite nicely, even though I expected it to reach my value area over here with the extension of this third touch, but as you can see, it did not give me the extension, so I did not get my entry at the bottom over here. Okay, so since I did not get my entry over here because I expected it to reach my value area, I waited for the break of this pattern and then wait for that tight flag after the break of the pattern. So this was the entry that I took, even though I could have maybe looked for an entry in this area over here. But all in all, USD ZAR moves with a lot of pips. So this one was a very lovely trade. Okay, this one I'm currently out, though I should have hold this one. Okay, this one I'm already out. because I only targeted my 90% rule, which was in these levels. But looking back at it, this correction was quite long. As you can see, this correction was quite long up to these levels over here. So there is high chance you can even push up to those levels and even higher. Okay, so with this one I'm out, but it was a lovely trade. Okay, so those are the trades that I took last week. As you can see, there were quite a few. And also I have an active trade over here, which also I took last week. As you can see, I took this trade over here for buys. Okay, I remember posting this one for sales. Okay, I did post this one for sale, but as you know, guys, you should not be married to your analysis. Okay, you should always read what the price is doing and follow with the movement that is giving you. Okay, with this pair, we were looking for sales in these levels. Okay, but as you can see, the way the price moved was quite corrective in this area. Okay, it was quite corrective. So even if you entered sell in these levels, you could have been taken out by a break even, or maybe could have secured some few profits over there. Okay, even if you are looking for another sell in this area, the price moved down correctively and then pushed the upside. So me seeing this corrective phase, I did notify my members in my premium group that I was looking for buys because the price was pushing corrective. Okay, and with that in mind, the price pushed up quite aggressive, and this price action over here was due to news. Actually, it was due to news. That's why this price pushed up quite aggressive, and as you can see, this candle formed a very long wick. So my first target was in these levels because I knew this was a low probability chance move. I only took the trade because of the correction that it was giving us over here. But overall, in my mind, we were looking for sales. Okay, so that's why after this push, I looked for my value entry over here for me to get my sales to the downside. And as you can see, it did start early in the morning, my sales to push the downside, and I'm just targeting this value area of mine because when you see on a 4-hour time frame, this is a big correction over here. Okay? This is a very big correction after this impulsive move. So I was expecting this correction to move up to this value area of mine. Then that's where we look for our overall buys to the upside. So I'm still in for this sell because of this correction has not yet finished. So immediately it reaches these levels. First, I'll use my trailing stop loss just up to this last area over here, just to see how the market will react in these levels. Then we see if we can get a good correction over here, a good corrective pattern over here to take the price to the upside. So currently the price is moving nicely. Okay, the price is moving nicely. So we have started the week quite well actually, but we'll see how it goes. Okay. This was another trade that we took on dollar. So this is currently this is the dollar pair that it's giving me quite nice profits because I've been holding it for the longest time. Okay, as you can see, I have two value areas. First, I have this value area over here where I'll be looking to see what price action will form, and then second one, I'll be looking for this area to see what the price action will form because I'm looking for sales. So immediately I'm out in this trade for buys. As you can see, I did add to my positions. Immediately I'm out for buys in these levels where I'm looking for sales. I'll be entering the long-term sales in these levels. So be alert on this one also, because this one we are going to sell. It's only that this one I'm taking it as a deep pullback. Okay, this one I'm taking it as a deep pullback because as you can see, this price pushed quite aggressive. I did not form any correction. Okay, so with this deep pullback over here, I'm seeing this as a deep pullback for us to continue the price to the downside because the pattern had shaped up nicely. And so I'm expecting more push to the downside, potentially up to the 90% rule down here. Okay, so be alert on this one because this one looks nice. Okay, remember, if you want to join my mentorship program, you can just inbox me the details on my description. Okay, so with this, as you can see, it pushed aggressive to the upside, aggressive to the downside, and did not give us another correction, and now we are pushing up aggressive again to the upside. So if this price is continuing pushing the downside, I'm looking for sales in only these two levels. If these two levels does not give me the sell setups, then I'll leave it and see what the market will give me next, because it might form maybe another pattern over here, and then we will continue to the downside. So let's focus on this one and see what it will give us in the course of the week. So other pair is Aussie Swiss franc. This one I took late on Friday. As you can see, with this pair, we're still in this corrective phase, and I actually took this trade because I haven't gotten my third touch. I was expecting this one to give me the third touch over here for me to look for an entry for buys, but you can see this price pushed aggressive the upside. Some of my members took this trade even though it had not touched our third touch, but they did take the trade according to our type of entry that we usually look for. Okay, these are the type of entries that we usually look for over here, and some of them took this trade. And once the price pushed the upside from here, it started forming an ascending channel over here. So with this price action, there is high chance this price could soon go down. And once we saw this impulsive move to the downside, we had the value area at the top over here. As you can see, our value area touched just with the wick, which was a lovely to see. Okay, this one was a very nice wick, high wick rejection. So with this one, I took the trade, and currently we are active in it, and I'm looking right now to add position in this level, because this is my other value area that I want to scale in on my trade. And you can see currently the price action on there is quite nicely. As you can see, there is like an inverted hammer over here. This is a 4-hour candle. So if this 4-hour candle closes nicely like this, I'll probably add my position to this trade, because the trade looks nice and has a lot of distance to cover. Okay, so also focus on this one. Next, we're going to look at the ones that I'm currently focused on, the ones that I haven't placed any trade. As you can see, Swiss franc, I'm just waiting for my value area over here. I could have taken this trade from these levels, but the price action over here was not enough for me. Okay, there was no weak rejections in this level. There were just consolidation, and the price pushed down aggressive. Okay, so with this push right now is when I'm convinced that this trade is ready to push the downside. So all I'm waiting for is just this level of mine to be triggered. As you can see, this red candle tried to come and test it with this high wick, but it did not reach. So I'm still expecting rather push the upside out of these levels, then this move we take it to the downside. Okay, so be alert on this one, guys. Swiss franc, this one is going to be probably from tomorrow, today, late today, never know, but it looks quite nice, so be alert on it. So this is currently the only pair that I'm not active in and I'm looking for a trade, because today is on Monday and I'm already in a lot of trades, so it's good to trade safe on Mondays and Tuesdays. So let's go next to our gold. Gold was a bit disappointing for me, because I was expecting gold to reach my value area over here for me to take the buys. But as you can see, that 4-hour candle, this 4-hour candle was quite aggressive. Okay, this candle did annoy me actually, because I was waiting for this trade for the like 2 weeks. I've been waiting for this drop just to reach this level of mine over here for me to take it the outside. But since it has not reached my level, I don't take any trade, because even as you can see, it did not give any entry. Okay, if we go down to our 1 hour, this price did not give me any entry, even though there was some weak rejection over here. They did not give me the entry that I always look for. Okay, so if this price comes back down to this level, that's when I'll take it. Other than that, I won't take it. I will be looking to take my sales at the top over here. Okay, so with this one, I'm not interested in currently right now. Same goes with silver. These two pairs disappointed me, but it was a nice week anyway. As you can see with silver also, I expected this price to reach these levels. In fact, even the third touch did not touch. We did not get the third touch. As you can see, it almost touched, but it did not. So I'm expecting this one. At least with silver, the push wasn't that aggressive the other. So this one pushes back down, and then I'll take it to the upside. So silver looks more nice. and it might give me that chance for me to enter this buys to the upside, because this one is a clear correction. This is a clear correction for more buys to the upside. So focus on those guys. So that's it for this week. I'll probably post another video in the course of the week, because currently I don't have any nice setups. Okay, all of these setups are from last week, and I haven't seen any nice setup yet for this week, except cards is Franc. Okay, this is the only setup that I've seen for this week. So focus on this one, guys. Wait for these levels to be reached so we take ourselves the downside. And that's it, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Cheers.